All right.
So,
Game number 2.
exciting. By
Yeah.
the way, I was on the draw for all my matches, and that really feels horrible against against Mono Red in the top 8.
And winning the first game must be like a delight, right? Because
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
at least one game you're going to play first.
Yeah,
And there's always some uh some games against Mono Red. There are always some games where you just can't do anything and they do 1 drop, 2 drop, burn,
yeah,
burn.
yeah, exactly. And it's so important in this matchup to be on the play, and
So
yeah,
this is
getting that.
interesting. Your hand
Uh,
seems very bad, so I
yeah,
assume that's
that's
not going to it.
yeah,
Although it
that's
has one nice card, but that's no matter. But Jacob's hand is very interesting because you have a lot of burn,
yeah,
but the Berserker is kind of bad because it's not good up until turn 3. So
yeah.
you're not doing anything, I think. Yeah, and I really like this decision. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
actually against blue white, I like this kind of hand. If the Berserker was some 1 drop, let's say Goblin Guide, or
Oh, yeah.
maybe a 2 drop like Eidolon or something, I don't know. And then having the control player tapping out for stuff you do, and then just burn them end of turn every time. That's usually the most effective way to kill them because they have a lot of creature removal already. So you're happy to just deliver like 4 to 6 damage with creatures, maybe even more if you're lucky, and then yeah, just burn them out.
Yeah.
And Risk Factor, by the way, is a card which can help you a lot by that, with that. Oh yeah, maybe because we were talking about new cards from Ravnica for the Highlander format. I think people will be surprised how many cards will actually end up in the format. Meaning, I think there are way more cards than right now people realize. I think it's a really rich edition, you can say, for the format.
Is that usual that people add like, I don't know, 5 to 10 cards, or is it really like this that you say like, oh, there's one card that's
I
really
mean,
cool?
yeah, sometimes in the early weeks, right, when you want to test things,
Oh, of course, yeah.
you put in some cards and then you see, okay, that was just hype. But usually it's like, yeah, 1 to 2 cards. I mean, that depends if you count in niche decks like Mono Black or I don't know, Mono Green Ramp or something like that, which is established deck, but not many players play that. So
Also, a multicolor set always tends to have a
mm,
bit more for Highlander players because
yeah, for sure.
you're that easy on the mana with dual lands and fetch lands, and multicolor cards are usually just much better.
Yeah,
So
that's true. And I mean,
the
we have cards like Vaska, right, or the new Ral, which are really strong planeswalkers. So I'm pretty sure they will pop up in some Highlander decks.
And I like also, I mean, besides Assassin's Trophy maybe, but a lot of them feel good, but you need to know why you're putting them in, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like an auto include and you say like, okay, that was easy. You
No,
feel
for
like,
sure.
okay, do I want to play Raw in my Jessica control deck because he's kind of generic in the ability, although they're very strong. So
Yeah, that's a good thing. Right? Just don't add them because they're powerful. They have to first off replace something in your deck, which is already a tough thing to do if
yeah.
you think about the pool we have, like 16,000 cards. And yeah, that's a really good point.
So now Jacob actually
Oh
has a
yeah,
much better hand. That
yeah,
hand
that's a
is
really
so
good
brutal.
hand. Yeah, really good.
Especially against you, the unearth abilities of
Mm-hmm.
Hellspark Elemental and the Thunder are so good because you
Yeah,
cannot interact with that really.
yeah.
And your hand is kind of,
It's kind of
I mean,
slow.
it's
It has the right cards, but like
kitchen things. Oh,
Kitsch Fix was that's a disgusting draw from the top.
like
I
we
mean,
used
yeah.
to say, it's barely good enough to lose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it you cannot really mulligan it, but you know that it's on the very bottom side of playable.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah. Now I'm playing Jace, and I'm assuming it will just die,
which is
but
fine, right?
which
Like
is fine. It eats a burn spell, so it doesn't
every
go to your
spell
face.
that doesn't hit you is like a
Mm-hmm.
card gained, and
I mean, except for Searing Blaze, right?
oh yeah.
I'm always thinking of Searing Blaze and think, oh, fucking creatures, why did I put them in my deck? So yeah, right now I'm thinking Jace will die, then I have Kitchen Fix, and then he needs another removal spell for them. So, but he goes for the just aggressive play, which I like.
Which is fine because Jace is
Yeah,
not flipping anytime soon, right? Like
it's not
if
flipping, but You never know how important is that. Maybe he kept a two-lander with busted cards, or maybe I don't
Yeah,
know.
but still, like, it's at least
No,
one
I
turn
like
away.
it. Yeah, I like it. The thing is, if he goes that route, then he has to play the hell. What's it called?
Hell's
The
Thunder.
Hell Thunder, or maybe he can unearth and then Magma Jet, maybe.
I think a reasoning which I really like is the elemental does damage now.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
as soon as you play something that might block it well, like a True Name Nemesis, the Hell
yeah, that's
Thunder still does damage.
yeah, that's true.
And it's not that easy to block a Thunder. And I think that's what he's going for now again. He says, like, okay, I will just secure everything I can do. And then if you want to do stuff later, I can still do a lot of damage. That seems a bit unreasonable because of mana and damage wise, but Jakob knows this game is going very long, right? You're not
Mhm.
killing him in anytime soon. And
Yeah. And by the way, I didn't activate Jason my main phase because I already had the best play on turn 3.
mm,
Like you could argue for a Nemesis would be a better play, but first of all, I couldn't play it because of the double planes. And second of all, I want to get the lifelink in as soon as possible, so I don't run to cards like Ferocidon or Sulfuric
yeah.
Vortex. So that's why I waited with my Jace to see what else he's doing in his turn.
And this
So,
is amazing. Like Mamaja actually kills the kitchen things.
mhm.
That's fascinating because you would say like Jay's flipping pretty. Oh.
There's a
Oh.
Seeing Blaze.
But
Wow.
is that enough?
I mean, I only have 2 cards in my graveyard, so I think he would be fine with killing Jace next turn.
Yeah, and Jakob probably knows that you don't have a fetch land
I
because
mean, he can play um, the flyer next turn and Seeing Blaze it. So I think it's a good enough turn to just let the Seeing Blaze on top.
in the event I saw a very awesome interaction between Vexing Devil and
Oh,
Pelt Collector.
oh, okay. Oh,
That's the
oh,
new 1/1, the
yeah.
experiment one, but it
Mhm.
also grows when it dies.
Yeah, so he
So
gets 2 triggers if your opponent chooses to kill the Vexing
yeah,
Devil.
or the 4/3, which
That's insane.
yeah.
That's good value, I would say.
It's bad creatures but good value.
I mean, Pelt Collector's fine, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's underwhelming, but
So you were looking for a land which you
yeah,
didn't
I just
find,
want lands, but I usually don't find them, so I
but
don't know.
Gideon must be also very
I feel,
excited.
yeah, I feel very good about Gideon at this point, but
But
I know mono red, right? So
well, this the creature basically n-types, but it doesn't do anything. So
that's an insane turn, by the way.
yeah, you feel kind of okay-ish, right? I mean,
Hmm.
your opponent scry 2 to the top. That is a bit annoying,
Oh,
but
did he get the Vexing Devil?
maybe he didn't.
I
Yeah.
don't think so. I think he put
So
it on the
so at
bottom.
least you know one card is yeah, very good. One
Hmm.
card is going to be untapped. Not
Yeah.
untapped. One card is going to be good, and then uh, you still your hand is kind of decent. You have Spell's Guide and you have the Council's Judgment, so
Yeah.
it's not that bad. And all of a sudden, your opponent goes Hell's Thunder.
And I'm like,
Yes.
okay, I guess that's bad, but at least it ate some damage.
And yeah. Okay, first attack.
This slow roll. It's so
Also,
rough.
Hell's Thunder is so good against Gideon, right?
Oh my god, it's the
Yeah.
best, yeah.
And bam.
And I'm like, what? Sitting there with all my expensive
Mhm.
spells and cards in hand. And I know the Cell Thunder will get through next turn because he has already 5 mana for it.
But, and that's like a very tiny thing, right? You have
I,
it locked right now, so you don't die as long as nothing happens. Like if
hmm,
your opponent is somewhat unlucky and only draws mountains, then there is a good chance.
yeah,
Well, you know as well as I do, they never draw only mountains.
of course not.
Of course not, no. So Jakob
The,
drew a
the,
Rebel Master, which
which
I
is
mean,
really, really strong against this
yeah,
build. Yeah.
there aren't probably many cards you would choose over Rebel Master at this point.
And by the way, he can attack here first. He just goes attack, see if I do some mistake by not blocking, and then play the Rebel Master. Oh no, wait, he
No,
can
no.
actually attack for 3, right? Oh, he didn't do that. Yeah, right. He could get through 1 damage. Yeah. That's actually better than bluffing. Yeah.
Why does it die?
I think he played at the second main phase and thought he gets the token.
Ah, okay, got it. Yeah.
That's why I was speaking about the bluff, but it's strictly better to just play it and attack for 1 with like both creatures and deal 1 damage.
Well, you were confused.
I was confused. He was confused as well. So everyone.
Let's say Jacob wins this game. You end up confused. That's like mono upset.
Okay, luckily I have the
Council Judgment.
Council Judgment.
And there's still one turn. You go like 1 time.
And I have like this really weird interaction between Spell's Guide and my Sword of Iron, Fire and Ice, right?
Yeah.
So I can't equip it because then I can redirect spells, right?
Yeah.
So
you could try. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I could.
Okay. Attack for 4.
Now he attacks with a 2/1. Okay. It's an easy
Well, now
block.
you're confused. Maybe you don't block.
I am. And now I'm at 3, by the way, which I don't like.
Yeah, 3. 4 is kind of the point where you don't want to be, right?
Yeah.
5 is kind of okay. 4, you can.
And the thing is, over the time, a lot of spells came to the format which can be redirected by Spell's Guide. Like, let's say,
Flame
Rift, Lava Spike. There's some kind of Confluence, for instance. Like, there are a lot of spells which I can't redirect, so I'm not feeling safe at all at this point. So I'm thinking about the Wall of Ohms or about the click. I go for the wall. Just
to draw the land. How lucky.
That's not the worst land with the click.
No, but it's also like not drawing a land is so much better.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That is something I can redirect.
So is there... that's why you're kicking up the blue mana.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so you don't even want to cast click if your opponent passes?
No. Oh, you mean like in the main phase? In the dwarf phase?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I just want to have the blue mana. I also have a mana leak, like if he places a Hell Rider or something like that. Or Koth, or I don't know. Okay, 2 damage. I just redirect that to my Spell's Guide. All fine. I see he can flashback it.
Yeah. So the idea was to flashback it.
Yeah.
And then...
And the Spell's Guide is too important to just let it die here.
Yeah, of course. As long as Spell's Guide is on the battlefield, your chance of surviving are like twice as much at least.
At least, yeah. So what now? I got a Stoneforge Mystic, which gets me the Better Skull. That's also an addition to the deck I made. Adding creatures, also Stoneforge Mystic is one of the huge things you can add to such a mid-range deck because it forces people to interact with you on turn 2 sometimes, which you usually can't create. Like those situations you can get into it with blue-white.
Do you play anything besides those 2 equipments?
No, that's only... I was thinking about the red-white sword instead of the fire ice, just because I'm always behind. And that's why I just want to get in this live. But at the end of the day, the card advantage of this fire and ice is just ridiculous. And to get rid of creatures like Deathrite Shaman and Baby Jays, and there's so many ugly creatures you have to get rid of. So yeah, that's a nice position. Although I have to wait 2 more turns. I mean, I have to wait 2 more turns to connect with the Better Skull, so I'm not there yet.
Again, you're at the point where you have to say, okay, it looks decent, but I still have to think so much. What are my opponents? What is he playing? What can they do? What can go wrong at that point? So you're not in a position where you draw a card and say, okay, it's a good card, it's a bad card.
And by the way, I didn't play the click end of turn because I want to have my blue mana up. And if he has a burn spell, he would just play it, right? If he had a creature, he would just play it. So that's why I'm not playing the click end of turn.
And there's the Burst Lightning trying to say, please. But at least Spell's Guide is saying, nope. And then as soon as Better Skull deals some damage, that looks fairly smooth.
Yeah, and I could have cast Cryptic Command instead, but I don't think that makes any sense.
Ooh, Brightling.
Yeah, Brightling is also another good creature, but now I don't think I can lose anymore.
No.
I have the Better Spell with the Cryptic up, so I think this game is just.
You can also put in the sword.
Yeah, true.
So
There comes the lightning bolt. And by the way, that was lethal, right? If he had a lightning bolt, yeah.
what do you mean?
Like last turn when he killed the space guy.
With the burst?
I only had 3 mana, so he cast burst lightning on the space guy and then 3 damage in my face.
Yeah, but
Like,
how does he draw the card?
no, I mean instead of the land he had.
Yeah, of course.
So that's only 1 card short. That's what I mean. Like
Yeah. It's always close. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
so
But,
you won another game on the play.
Yeah, no, on the draw. Yeah.
Yeah, on the play against Monterey. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is like Christmas, right?
Especially after I lost last tournament against Mono Red 2 times in the Swiss and in the quarterfinals. So no, in the semifinals. So
maybe that's a sign.
It's maybe a sign, yeah. Okay, yeah, we're going through the motion. Yeah.
Oh, all right, GG.
GG.
Johnny wins 2-0 against Mono Red from Jacob, and we're now going to the semifinals. So stay tuned.